Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Movement for Humans. We're going to do lots of hips today, flexibility, mobility, and strength. There's going to be some passive things, active things, and challenging things. You will need a nice floor, cushiony thing, a yoga mat, maybe two yoga mats if you're on a hard floor, pillow, a towel, something to cushion your knees, and some sort of strap. A stiff strap or a heavy resistance band of some sort. Either will work. If you don't have something like that, a dog leash, a towel, a sheet, something like that. So come on down to your hands and knees and join me. If you ever feel like your wrists need a break, you can do one of these things here. Shake it out and join me when you feel ready. So come on down to hands and knees. Wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's start with just some cat-cow. So round all the way up. And then arch, tailbone up, and head up. Repeat. Push, round your back all the way up. And then reverse. Arch. One more time. Round it up. And then reverse. Come back to neutral so that your spine is perfectly straight and you feel a little bit of work in your abs. From there, keep your abs a little bit tight, but then lift your tailbone. Like imagine you're a happy kitty. Keep your tailbone up and rock back towards your heels, stopping at the point that your tailbone wants to drop and tuck under. So notice where that is for you. If you keep your tailbone up, how far can you rock back and then rebound up? Rock back. Notice where that end range is. Do three more. Two. Is your tummy still a little bit engaged? One. All right, similar. Kick one leg out to the side. Keep your tailbone a little bit lifted. Hopefully you feel a little bit of inner thigh stretch already. If not, think of pushing this hip closer to the floor. From there, keep your tailbone up, rock back, ease forward. Rock back, ease forward. Let's do three more. Two, and one. All right, other side. So kick your foot out, lift your tailbone up, keep that tailbone lifted. If you need a little more stretch, press that hip towards the floor, or think of it maybe pushing towards the other knee even. So tailbone up, rock back, ease forward. Rock back, ease forward. Three more. Two, and one. All right, shake out those wrists. All right, let's get to work. This one, I want you to really focus on keeping your core tight and not moving your pelvis unnecessarily. So back to hands and knees, tighten up your core, and without moving your pelvis, just hover one knee towards your chest. Then open that leg out towards the side like a fire hydrant. But notice if your pelvis lifts unnecessarily, because I want you to isolate your hip joint. So let's work on that. Come back to neutral and check to see if your pelvis is flat. Keep it flat. Open that knee to the side. Bring it back down. Ask yourself if you are truly isolating your hip joint or if your pelvis is going for a ride. Whew. All right. Hold your leg up wherever that is, and then lift your foot up towards the ceiling, however high you can go, without anything else in your body moving. Then ease back off. Lift that foot up and down. Lift up and down. One more time. Whew. Now leave that foot up. Float your leg behind you and rotate it so it's now neutral or parallel. Reverse. Open that knee out to the side. Reverse. Knee goes behind you, back to neutral, and then out to the side. Just one more to the back, and then to the side. All right, once we get to the back, Gonna make a full circle. Knee to chest, leg to the side, pivot your foot up, and then float to the back. One more time. Forward, side, pivot your foot up, float to the back. Whew, my butt is on fire. Let's do side two. Here we go. Neutral spine, find your abs. Without moving your pelvis, float your knee towards your chest. Open your leg out to the side without shifting your pelvis. Return underneath you. Check to see if your pelvis is flat. All right, here we go. Open to the outside and lower it back down. Open up and down. Lift and lower. Hold this next one. The knee is going to stay in the same spot. Float your foot up. Come back down. Again, ask yourself if you were able to keep your pelvis completely still. If you feel like pinching in your hip, your back, you probably need to back off to a point where you can not move your pelvis and back. As in, lower your leg a little bit closer to the floor. All right, keep that foot up, float to the back, parallel, and then come back to the side. Knee towards your shoulder. To the back and to the side. Repeat, back to the side. This time, go to the back. We're going to make a full circle. Knee to chest, knee opens to the side, pivot your foot up, and float to the back. Knee forward, side, pivot up, float to the back. One more time. Forward, side, pivot up, and float to the back. All right. Okay, let's lie on your back to give your hands a break and do a little more stretching from here. Start with your knees bent and pull both knees to your chest. As you pull your knees in, your pelvis is going to roll a little bit off the floor. Hold those knees in and then see if you can keep your knees in towards your chest, but think of lowering the tailbone back towards the floor. And then pull the knees back in, lift the tailbone. Lower the tailbone, reluctantly allow your knees to float away from you. Just go back and forth a few times. Knees to chest, tailbone to floor. Knees to chest, tailbone to floor. Now hold knees to chest. Keep your knees there. How much can you lower your tailbone towards the floor without letting the knees float away? Your tailbone probably will not get to the floor unless your knees are far away. All right, now just hold one knee to chest. And with your free leg, take your toes to the floor and slide your leg all the way out. Once your leg gets straight, think of pushing the back of your thigh into the ground. Now, depending on your flexibility, you may feel some stretch in the front of your hip here. You may not, totally fine. If you feel pinching in your top hip, try to lower your hip away from your ribs, or maybe even don't hold quite so tight. All right, come back in, try the other side. Knee to chest, slide side two down and away. Attempt to press the back of your thigh towards the floor. But likely you will not literally touch the floor. Okay, come back in. All right, this time no hands. Can you keep your knee to your chest without your hands as you slide your leg long and away? And then come back in, other side. Hug that knee to your chest. Using your own muscles, slide your leg all the way out. And come back in. All right, the third one is going to be a little harder. I'm going to place my hand on the top of my thigh and press your knee against your hand. Keep that there as you slide the leg far and away. Same thing applies. Try to press the back of your thigh towards the floor. And then come back in. Switch sides, push your knee against your hand, slide your leg out. Great, come on in. Whew. So we did 3 different versions, and there's a lot of overlap, but I'm gonna call the first one flexibility, the second one mobility, and the third one strength. But they're all kind of the same in a way. So we're gonna do the same thing now with a hamstring stretch. So bring your legs up. They can be bent, straight, wherever you feel like a gentle stretch in your hamstrings. And grab one leg, pull it towards you. Keeping that leg as high as possible, whether it's bent or straight, as long as you feel a bit of a stretch. Lower your other leg away from you. Just like the first series, try to push the back of your leg towards the floor. And then come back up. Now, if you found it really hard to hold your leg and maintain a stretch, this might be a time to grab your strap so that you can hold your leg wherever it needs to be. So, same idea. Okay, so returning or resuming, grab your other leg, pull it towards you, and lower your free leg away. Good. Let's keep up with this one a few more times to give your hamstring a little more time. So lower and lift. 3 more. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Last one. Lower and lift. Switch legs. You can go to your passive hamstring stretch. Lower the free leg. And bring it right back up. Hopefully, as your leg gets towards the floor, you feel a good, comfortable stretch. 3 more. 2. Last one. Awesome. All right, now switching legs again. Bring that leg towards your face as much as you can, no matter if it's here, down low, just wherever it is. And then with your free leg, same thing, 5 times. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Now, I don't care if you flex or point. Flex is probably going to be a little more stretchy even. I'm just trying to doing different things so that you can see which leg is which. The last one, I think. Okay, switch sides. The working leg is going to stay constantly pulling towards your face. Other leg, lower and lift. So now you should be feeling lots of abs. If your hamstrings are really tight, you may want to like lift your head up to make it a little bit easier on your back, even if your leg is low. One more time. All right, switching legs again. This time, if you can, reach your leg, press your leg against your hand. If it needs to be a little more bent, you can maybe even use the top of your thigh, whichever hand seems comfortable for you. And then with the free leg, lower and lift. Now, there's a chance this is going to be pinchy in your hip, so try to create length and space with your hip pulling away from your ribs as you do this. And if it just feels terrible, then skip this one. One more time. Switch sides. Press your leg as close as possible into your hand, then lower lift that free leg. 3 more. 2 and 1. That was a lot of abs, but happy hips like strong abs. Strong abs create a nice stable foundation for your hips to move. All right, one more sort of variation. Let's get to that piriformis stretch that you probably already know. The figure 4 position. So this is like the number 4 upside down. So let's start by just pulling your bottom side towards your chest. Pull your knee in and then lengthen your tailbone back down. Pull that knee in a little bit closer, and then lower the tailbone down. One more time, knee to chest, press your tailbone down. Now with your hands, hold your leg, like cradle it towards you. You can bring your free foot to the floor and stretch it out again. As your leg extends, you'll probably feel more stretch in your top glute. Hold there. Press the back of your leg to the floor and keep cradling and hugging your leg to your face. Now, if you feel some discomfort in your knee, definitely flex your foot. The more you flex, the more it's going to stabilize your knee joint. Good, now bring it back in. With your bottom knee, use that force to help you hug that leg in a little closer. And then with your core and your hip muscles, can you keep your leg there? So no hands now, as your bottom leg floats away and comes down to the ground. So hard in comparison. Woo. Good, bring it back in. Let's try that one more time. The bottom leg is going to push my top leg towards my chest and then lower that leg, lengthen it down as the top leg stays put, to the best of your ability, of course. Woo. All right, the third round, the strengthening round, the hardest of the bunch. Press your hand somewhere against your leg, the top one, and can you keep a little bit of upward pressure into your hand as the bottom leg lowers? Come on back in. Let's go back to a passive stretch. You can grab that thigh, pull it in. Take a breath. All right, side two. Switch legs, grab your thigh, pull it into your chest. Pull your knee a little closer if possible, then lower your tailbone down. Repeat, knee to chest, tailbone down. Repeat, knee to chest, tailbone down. From there, cradle your leg with your arms, slide your foot down along the ground. Keep cradling your leg the entire time. Hold that end range position. Press the back of your leg into the floor. Great. And then come on back in. Okay, back to your stretch. Breathe. Here comes the hard one. No hands. Can you keep your leg, top leg right where it is? Oh, not really is my answer. And then lower your bottom leg away. Mine definitely floated away about 6 inches. But that's okay. I'm just doing my best. Once you're at the bottom, come on back in. Hug your knee to your chest with the bottom leg. Engage your core. Can you keep your leg right there as you then lower the bottom leg? This is tons of core work. You did it. Okay, return. We got the last one. So place your hand on your leg, the top leg, and try to keep contact and pressure of the bottom leg pushing against the top leg even as you lower the bottom leg away. If this one feels pretty yucky in your hip, feel free to skip it, but it's a really good challenge if it's available to you. Great. Come on back in. I think we did 2 on the other side. I do not recall. Let's do 2 anyway on this side. So push your leg against your hand to the best of your ability. Sometimes that pressure and effort makes it even better than when you don't have any resistance. But it might just also be hard. Great, come on in, give it a passive stretch. You can use your hands again on your thigh, pull in, breathe. Okay, so let's keep working on this rotation of the hips, but potentially a little bit less terrible. Find an S-sit. All right, so the front leg, flex your foot, grab your foot. If for whatever reason it feels really far away, then you can certainly use your strap so it's a little bit easier to hold on to. Regardless, grab on and then lean away, lower to your elbow. Now definitely keep your foot flexed, I would say, on this one, and then you can use your hand to try to pull your foot up a little higher if that seems possible. Engage your core, long spine, let go. Woo, float your legs slowly to the ground. Come back up, repeat. Grab, lift as you lean onto your elbow. Once your leg's at the top, keep your core tight, then let go. Then float to the floor. One more time. Lift, grab, bring your leg up as you bend over to the side. Good. Stay there, let go. Use that core. I'm thinking almost like hollowing my abs a little bit, flattening and lengthening the spine. And then float that down. Okay, come back up to sitting. Now do the same thing with the back leg, which in case I will use the strap. So I'm going to hook around the middle of my foot near the ankle, hold, and then from here I can use my arm to help me lift up my foot. You can still lean forward or to the side, especially if you feel a lot of pinching in your hip, but for the most part, just focus on lifting your foot up, which is hip internal rotation. Hold there. If possible, try to lighten up on your strap and see if you can hold your foot, hover it off the floor. And then use your arm, pull it back up, hold, and hover. This feels really easy. You might be able to be more upright in your spine as you do this. So hold, let go, hover. If it floats to the ground, that's totally fine. Then when it gets to the floor, just pull it right back up. One more time. Hold there, and then hover to the floor. Whew. All right, let's switch it up. If you need to wobble your legs out, go ahead. S-sit on the other side. So sit up tall, flex your front foot, grab your foot, and lean over. Once that leg is as high as it will go, I can't talk today, hold your foot there, let go, and then float to the floor. Okay, come back up, grab, pivot your foot upwards. Come on down to your side. Hold it there, no hands, and then float it downwards. Last one, grab and lift. Lower yourself to the floor. Let go. Again, I'm thinking of lengthening my spine, using that core. Float it on down. To the back leg. So grab your strap, put it around your foot near the ankle. Now, if you feel good and you can stay upright, totally fine. Most of us are going to need to lean over forward, sideways a little bit to make this doable. So lift that foot up, hold there, and then ease off the tension. Can you just float? If gravity pulls it down, that's fine. And then bring it back up. All right, hold it there. Hold, 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 hold. Let go of your tension. If it floats down, that's fine. And then pull it right back up. Last one. Hold there. Freeze. Let go of your strap. And float it down. Ah. All right, how does that feel? In the home stretch. So now we're going to do a bit of a hip flexor stretch in kneeling, which means you may want to roll up your yoga mat, grab a towel or pillow to put under your knee. on your shins and kneeling, put your strap around your foot ankle. There we go. Maybe. Okay. And then you're going to drape your strap over your shoulder. Right now, there's like not really tension. Then with your opposite leg, step forward into a lunge. You must maintain a nice flat, hollow core the whole time, or it's just going to pull and crunch your back. Don't want that. So lift your core, lengthen your lower back. And then with your strap, pull your foot up towards your hip. Then you can just choke up on your strap as much as you want to get a little bit more stretch. Now, once you find the end range, take a moment. Can you lift your core more, lengthen your lower back more? Essentially tuck your pelvis. Press your foot into your strap or band just to create a little bit of tension in that position. And then without losing your core, allow your foot to float back in. Maybe pull a little bit more if you gain some mobility. All right, so that 2 more times. Push into the strap, create tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then float it in. I feel a great quad stretch. 1 more time. Push and definitely working my abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and float it back in. Now for fun, can you leave your foot there as you let go of your strap? If your hamstring cramps, just straighten your leg out. All right, come on down. Side 2. Switch that leg to the other foot. Switch the band to the other foot. Okay. Coming up to tall kneeling. Drape your strap over your shoulder and pop up to a lunge position. And then lift that foot. Your core should be lifted. Lower back is long so that you feel a nice stretch in the front of your thigh, maybe into your hip. Anywhere between like ribs and knee is fine, but it shouldn't be pinching in your lower back. From there, push into the strap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float it up. Take up the slack if there is any. And always checking in with your spine posture. Lifted in the front, long in the back. Push down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float it up. Let's do it again. Push down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float it up. All right, here's the final challenge for the the quad stretch. Can you let go? Keep your foot off the floor. Come on down. All right, we have a grand finale here. All right, so come back to all fours and extend one leg out. Now in this position, it should be pretty easy to lift your leg up, but I want you to rock your hips towards your foot, sort of like you would do in a child's pose, and keep sliding that foot out. Find a spot where it's a little bit hard to lift your leg. Maybe you go a little bit lower if it seems easy. So for now, flex your foot so your toes are on the floor. Get as low as you can. Lift your abs. Then, can you point your toes and hover your leg in that position? If it's possible, lift your leg up any higher. If you can easily lift, you probably need to sink back more. That's available to you. Come back down, flex your foot, push farther down if you can, and then point, maybe lift. One more time. Flex, lengthen your leg. If you want to grab like the bottom of your couch or a pole or something with your hands, it will make it a little bit easier. Point and lift. All right, side 2. All fours. Should be easy to lift your leg, so keep sliding back until it's more challenging to lift. And from there, flex, find your abs. Thinking like tucking and hollowing. Point your toes, maybe lift that leg. If it's easy, sink a little bit farther down. All right, flex, hollow those abs, point, maybe lift. Whew. One more time. Flex, point, lift. All right. Hopefully your hips feel amazing, warm, stretched out, and stronger. Enjoy your day.